A very warm welcome to Wuhan. It is the AFC Champions League. We are in Group J, match day 1 of 6. And Wuhan Three Towns make their debut in the AFC Champions League. And what an opponent that they have. They have got the defending champions, Urawa Reds from China. Wonderful occasion at this 54,000 capacity stadium. Wonderful opportunity for Wuhan, the champions of the Chinese Super League, to try to really make a mark and bring Chinese football a little bit out of the AFC Champions League doldrums. Over the last couple of years, Chinese teams have put together teams who are largely youth development squads and haven't progressed beyond the group stages. This, though, is a very different Wuhan. As you can see, there's a chance of rain. It's cool at 23 degrees. So these will be awkward conditions for a visiting team. And with a passionate and noisy home crowd, as you can see from that main shot, there's a good opportunity here for Wuhan to really make a mark on this competition. Urawa Reds come into this looking to make it 8 games unbeaten in all competitions. They're 4th in the table in the J League. They're in the semi-finals of the J Cup. And things are looking pretty good as usual for a team who qualified for the group, not for the group phases, qualified for the qualifying stages of this. They had to take on Hong Kong's Liman, who they beat by 3-0 to qualify for the group stages. Wuhan go straight into the group stages courtesy their CSL victory, the first that Wuhan have had. In fact, it's been quite a meteoric rise for Wuhan. They were playing regional football just 4 seasons ago, and then a couple of promotions later, a CSL 2 title win, followed by a CSL title win, and suddenly they're taking on the AFC champions. Plenty of familiar names in the Urawa team, including goalkeeper Shusaku Nishikawa, 37 years of age now. And in their matchday squad, they've got 9 of the players who won the title against Al Hilal on that famous day in May in Saitama. Then it was jam-packed. Now there's a hardy bunch who've made the journey. I'm pretty sure they've all flown here. Not too many Saitama expats living in Wuhan. Could be 1 or 2. But this is the opportunity for Wuhan just to prove that they belong amongst the big boys. Quite a number of players who used to play at Guangzhou Evergrande until they hit financial problems. A number of the players have made the move over, the likes of Deng Hanwan, the Chinese international, and He Guan. But they're very much more than just that. And they're competing once again in the CSL this year, and they're looking pretty good. They're in 5th place in the standings at the moment. They're on a run of 3 consecutive wins in the CSL. And a good win over Guangzhou at the weekend by 2-0. I'm curious to see what kind of formation in the Chinese Super League. Wuhan really go for it. They play an attacking 3-4-3 formation. Looking at the team lineup here, I suspect they might be a little bit more conservative and try to match the 4-2-3-1 that we expect, and that is nearly always played by the Urawa Red Diamonds. 3 times champions of Asia, 1-time runner-up Urawa. Stadium, just over 20 years of age. It's held events like the World Athletics Championships and also the East Asian Football Championship. So you can see it's a modern arena, well appointed for the fans, good sightlines for everybody. And it's now that the Urawa fans get their noise going just to try to compete with the very, very many more thousands that we have for the home team. Good little atmosphere building up, good rivalry between the red and the blue, China and Japan, the debutants and the champions. Players to watch out for Wuhan. Yakubu, 12 league goals. Nearly all from open play, just one from the penalty spot. Also look out for Davidson Pereira, with the playmaker. I really enjoy watching is Sipang Fei, who wears the number 30 shirt. We've also got Wei Shihao. He's one of the graduates from Guangzhou who moved over in 2022. He's got himself 4 goals. Plays on the left-hand side of the attack. So plenty of opportunity to try to worry Urawa Reds. Urawa, though, they've got the likes of Brian Linson, the Dutchman, who signed from Feyenoord a couple of seasons ago. Not that he's hit the scoring charts that much this season, just the 1 league goal for Linson. The strains of the AFC anthem. Welcome the teams. This is the AFC Champions League. It is match day 1. It is the return of the champions, Urawa Reds. They are visiting Wuhan 3 times. Nervous moments where you saw the big number 9 there, Abdulaziz Yakubu. Trying to get him in the game as much as possible will be the game plan. Sipang Fei and Shihao and Davidson Pereira will have that as their job to do in defence against them. Wuhan and Alex Schultz are veterans of the AFC Champions League, know how to play the game inside and out. They'll be protected by Keito Yazui and Ken Iwao just in front of them. Crackling atmosphere in Wuhan. Really looking forward to this one. Wuhan in the blue, and the defending champions begin to make their way forward. Nishikawa at the end of the line. Match officials from the United Arab Emirates. From Sri Lanka. What an occasion. Good little venue. It does have the running track, but the stands are enclosed, the noise stays in. And here's the Wuhan 3 Towns team. It shows 2 changes from the side, the big Kangzhou in the CSL at the weekend. Sipang Fei comes in an attacking role, and Ren Hang will come in possibly as a left-sided defender. They could play 4 at the back. Normally they play 3. Interested to see how they line up for today. See what Takahata Fukumo has in mind. The referee is Omar Al Ali from the UAE, a 35-year-old. He's handed out 32 yellows and 2 red cards in his last 8 matches. Tries to keep things running. Mohammed Abdullah and Yahya Al-Mullah from the UAE are his assistants. For the defending champions, familiar names in Schultz and Ishikawa, Iwanami, Kozumi played in the final. Brian Linson will be leading the line. Look out for Agiwara, who's signed from Kyoto. He's got a regular slot at left back, and also look for Ayumi Ohata and Takahashi, who will try to attack down the outside. Hoybrighton and Kante are in reserve should Urawa find the need, as is Sakine. And plenty of internationals as well on the Wuhan 3 Town substitutes list. Chinese football a little bit in the doldrums. It would really benefit from a good performance from the debutants. Captain Ken Iwao, 35 years of age now. He'll be the holding midfielder. Neat and tidy player, as is his opposite number, Keito Yazui. And his international goalkeeper, Liu Dianzhou, gets ready, and we are underway. Urawa in the red, going right to left, anticipating their regular 4-2-3-1. Two of their regular players not out there, the likes of Sakai. etc. This is Alex Schultz, the Danish centre-back, to Urawa. Pressure coming on. He played around the corner by Iwao. Very comfortable in possession, as are all the top Japanese teams. Just trying to take the sting out of the crowd. Urawa, nice little ball. Bahata, just around the outside, and indeed it is a back four for the home team. Iguan hoists that clear. Tsutomu, the head coach, the Japanese head coach of the Chinese champions. The Polish man in charge, Mikel Skorza, in charge for Urawa. The attack in the early stages. This is Takahashi. He's got away from his man. Takahashi's got two in the penalty area. Vincent pulled out to the penalty spot. Takahashi went for the 6-yard line. Good battle there. Davidson Pereira wins the foul. 22-year-old Brazilian. He'll be a real test, I think, for Ito at fullback. So Ogiwara looks like he's starting it right back today. That is indeed Ogiwara. Early touch for Jiangzhou. Davidson lets it run on, but Davidson was called back just for holding his man back. Ken Iwao was going for the header. Davidson just edged into him. This is Schultz to try and control the pace of the game from centre-back. Ogiwara. Down the line. It's the best clearance, and it's poured away. Yazui coming in from the left-hand side. Good clean strike. The goalkeeper's positioning is good though. Kaito Yazui operating down the left side of the front three. Iwao will come over and take this early corner. The last thing Wuhan need is to go behind early. Schultz is up there. Goes to the back post. It's a good set move there. And flying in is Ito. And Ito just cuts across his man. How did well. Ito gets a talking to, nothing more. And when loses out. This is Kozumi, easy to pick out and drag back illegally, and there's going to be a talking to at least here for Heichao. Nothing more. He's on the wrong side, and Yoshio Kozumi is a will-o'-the-wisp. Relishes those little spaces in between the lines, as the coaches like to describe it, but just that little 10-yard gap between where the midfield ends and the back four starts. He might fancy this. Well, Urawa gets the reaction from the crowd it thoroughly deserves. And Schultz says, I've got the next one. Skorza. Storied career. He's had national championships, national teams, but this is a good group that he's got to work with at Urawa. Fabulous venue as well, great tradition. In hard, but well, always neat and tidy. Hurried into the clearance. He made a high-profile mistake, did Nishikawa recently. He's experienced enough not to let that get him down. And when hoisted forward, Sifa Iwanami, Yoshio, lets him down. Some Pereira. Yoshio tries to win it back, a real scrum in there. It's Peng Fei who came out with it, crunching tackle. Harter just hoisting his man down. Five up, including Yakubu, who's not had a touch in this opening 6.5 minutes. So Peng Fei. Might break to Han Wen. It did indeed. Peng Fei does well. To Shi Hao. Chen Xiaobin. Davidson. Looking for Yakubu. Rising high though was Schultz. Forward was Park Ji-soo, the Korean, but he's been dispossessed and a break is on. And Linson doesn't have the pace. So against Deng Han-wen, 28-year-old, 12-capped international, so one of the Guangzhou group. Best ball by Park. The best touch by Yoshio. Harter. Iwao just trying to lift it into the space of Ogiwara. Yakubu's first involvement is to win a foul. Fabulous finisher, Yakubu. 12 goals in 18 Chinese Super League games. And when, at the end of a spectacular pass, Han Wen's got two in the penalty area, looking for Yakubu. Good goalkeeping. Danger's not over yet. Fine challenge from Ogiwara. Yakubu. Little turn, and it's driven in by Zhang Xiaobin. Driving forward from midfield. 10th minute, Wuhan have a lead. Zhang Xiaobin starts the move and finishes it in some style, bottom corner. First goal of the season in any competition for Xiaobin. Wuhan 1, the champion Urawa Reds 0. asking for a change in formation, going to 5 at the back to maybe just try and defend this early lead. The energy from the crowd. Yakubu under pressure, turns away from Schultz. Ken Iwao has to be careful. Fine drive it was into the bottom corner for Zhang Xiaobin. Linson looking for a rapid response. Yoshio Kazumi. Ken Iwao. Yoshio once again. Ito. Feeling this could be a tough assignment for Urawa. Iwao, it's just too far ahead of Ohata. Little Scorja looks a little bit harassed on the line. Wuhan, wow, what a start, you couldn't ask for better. You can see the crowd are really up for it. They were all standing beforehand anyway. They're floating. Han Wen. Good strength. Over the top. Played by Xie Pengfei. Yakubu to chase. The goal scorer. Xiaobin. Football by Wuhan. Yakubu. This goes into the back of Ayumu Ahata. Wuhan Steelers and Hanoi are the other teams in this group. Top 2 after home and away fixtures go through to the knockout phases. Han Wen to centre back. Chao hoists it over. An attempt to get in from Shihao. Not quite working. So they immediately went, after scoring the goal, they went to a 5-3-2 formation just to defend things. I'm wondering how long that'll last. That might have just been just to settle things down. Certainly it's the defensive line is a lot higher just now for Wuhan. Army. Army again. A great run being made off the ball by Yazui. There's plenty of movement up front, but good defending. As you can see, the line is a little bit higher, and they are back down to a 4. That's floated in, looking for Linson. Iwao intercepted, and you've got a 2-on-2 break here now, and this is Davidson Pereira. Yakubu ahead of him. Davidson tries to go into the space, and Davidson is still chasing. Well, thrilling run by the 32-year-old Davidson Pereira. High-profile Brazilian players be introduced into the AFC Champions League this season. Those who were here beforehand, the likes of Davidson, like to show the likes of Neymar and co that they know a little bit about the football as well. Yakubu's flick, Harta's header. Eventually cleared by Ohata once again, but it's Wuhan who win it back. Iguan. Chow, the most defensive-minded of the midfield for Wuhan, trying to be a little bit too extravagant. Well, 5 minutes since the goal, and the crowd is still absolutely buzzing. Schultz. Harter. It's a very structured defensive lineup being put together by Takahata. At the moment, no real way through. Ogiwara. Iwao. Wenami just tries to hurry it just a little bit. Harter. Way through there is Chobin, and his presence felt. That's a lovely ball by Linson. And excellent defensive work coming in from Wei Shi Hao, helping out his left-sided defender Park Ji-soo. There was a little bit of a gap between Park and his left back. Wei Shi Hao filling in that space. It's come all the way to this far side. Still plenty of red shirts. Deflected and touched away. Good save that one by Liu Dianzhou. They're always awkward when they come at you like that. And when breaks clear. Chan Xiaopin, 29-year-old, relishing his involvement. And hang outside to Wei Shi Hao. Put the foot on the ball just a little bit now. Park. Looking excellent ball inside for Peng Fei. Peng Fei's cross is a disappointing one in the end after the run they had made to get into that position. Floats just behind the front two, does Xia Peng Fei. Defending immediately, you can see they've got back, but Takahashi is the target, goalkeeper. Positioned right at the edge of his goal area. Takahashi the target. He scores up. 20 minutes in. He's got more to worry about. It's another thrusting run by Zhang. Studious Japanese. Set his team up well. They're doing okay in the defence of their CSL title. Likely to reclaim the title, but a few years it's been. There might be some storm clouds on the horizon. And sponsor withdrew its funding not long ago, but for now Wuhan are going to enjoy this while they can. One thing we're sure of with Urawa, they won't panic. Yoshio. Harter and Yoshio. That's from what Harter was just behind Yoshio. He did well to get something. Deng Hamwen. Sato, sideways touch. Iwanami. Ogiwara likes to get it onto his left foot. Good defensive work from Zhang Xiaobin. Wuhan 1, Urawa 0. Fine goal early on by Zhang Xiaobin. The difference. Since then they've sat back just a little bit, invited Urawa to come on and pass through them. Park Jisoo. Nice little give and go. Davidson. Shihao tries to pick out Davidson. Yuao is in the right place, and Yakubu will hurry Nishikawa. Challenge from Yuzui. Ogiwara. He's getting the ball on his left foot. He's an inside-out fullback. You don't see many left-footers playing out right back. Ogiwara being asked to do that. Nami. Ogiwara. Takahashi. Neat and tidy football. Not exactly penetrative. Linson not seeing much of the ball up front. Now then, Yoshio, what can he create? Not a lot is the moment. Schultz. This is 25 passes or so. Urawa just trying to stretch the Wuhan defence. And they lose it at an inappropriate time, and Davidson doesn't get the free kick he thought he should have got. Too many protests from the Brazilian though. His team are defending. Iwanami around the side. He's cutting back in onto that left foot. Yuao. And just trying to thread the eye of a needle. There's too many blue shirts there. Deng Hanwen though, not best control. And Yoshio wins it back for Urawa, who are pressing. Ken Iwao might break to a Harter. Excellent head clearance by Ren Hang. Now the break is on. Wang Fei couldn't get it to Yakubu. Schultz up in support of the attack. Yumo Harter can't get the cross away. Nicely played by Xia Pengfei. And given away by Han Wen. Linson. In the end, it was a toe poke straight at goalkeeper Liu Dianzhou. There was a chance, but he had to snatch at it. And Wuhan are defending at the moment pretty well. To run harmlessly through to the goalkeeper after good work on the left-hand side to block by Wei Shihao. Experienced Ren Hao plays out to Park. Yakubu in acres of space. Han Wen. Oh, terrific ball in, and Xia Pengfei's header is a whisker away. Oh, that's a lovely break by Wuhan. Good contact. Love to see behind the goal just how far wide that one was. But an intelligent break, lovely ball in by Deng Han Wen. Shi Hao having to defend. Wow. Nice little ball in, looking for Linson. Takahashi. Signing from Ryaso Takahashi. Little ball into Ito. Ito pulls it back and off the post by Yuzui. Now just a sign of the quality that Urawa Reds have got there. Wonderfully played. Well, it's Wuhan leading 1-0, but Urawa really come into the game in the last 5 minutes or so. The Linson shot, well saved. Now Yuzui's effort canning off the post. Iwao. Wuhan player on the floor. Claims that there was a little elbow in there on Park Ji-sung. Takahashi's arm was raised, but no intent there as well, and I think referee Al Ali has got that one spot on. Takahashi, big lad, one of the few changes to this Urawa side. You tinker with a winning team, you don't make significant changes, and that's exactly what Mikel Skorza has done. Live after the drop ball. Ito. Wow, cleverly just let that one run. Kazui. He's had one shot really well saved, the other one canning against the post. Well defended. Hichao doing a good job, and Davidson trying to get away from his man. Harter does well. Wow. Such economy of passing. A little give and go though, and Shi Hao has done well, and then a little bit of fortune for Jisoo into the midriff of Takahashi. Perhaps karma for what went on before. Jisoo and Takahashi. Oof, right into the solar plexus. Big strong fella, he'll recover. And Urawa need to recover as well. They've had the best chances. And the majority of the possession, they still trail to that early goal by Zhang Xiaobin. Davidson does well. Yakubu. Flag up for offside against Yakubu. The Brazilian, the Ghanaian and the Chinese. What a great combination up front. And together, they're very much on the same wavelength, speaking the same language. They look very good going forward, but so do Urawa. Mahata, lovely ball. Ito pulls it back, wins a corner. Second of the match for Urawa Reds. Linson, the 32-year-old Dutchman. One sniff of goal that was self-created. He's lurking on the edge of the penalty area. The Dane Schultz is up there. Paul Scorza is monitoring things. And he gets the header uncontested. Goalkeeper makes a good clean catch. Good positive goalkeeping. Flick from Peng Fei onto Abdulaziz Yakubu. Looks for Han Wen. Yakubu was hurt as he twisted making that pass. Am I getting a yellow card here for Iwamani? It's inadvertent, it's a follow through almost. Whether or not that was a yellow card. So the referee going in for his notebook. He now has some defending to do. 7th season with Urawa. Yeah, there is confirmation it was a yellow. Chow. 25 is Han Wen. Chow. Let's see how to think of going forward. See how decides not to. Well, there's a chance. Ooh, Takahashi caught late by Chow. He's the enforcer in midfield. It was the recipe for Guangzhou. They always had an enforcer. That did Shanghai, actually, when they were successful in AFC Champions League. Iwanami. Iwao. Good defensive discipline from Wuhan in these 33 minutes. They've got another 12 minutes hard work ahead of them. Iwanami's given a loose ball to Davidson. He's just overrun things a little bit. Davidson loves a dribble. Now he's got some defending to do as Takahashi drives into space. Under pressure from Davidson. Wahata. He's an attack-minded player, but he's done an awful lot of good defensive work, and that's important against Toshiki Takahashi. Yuao just keeps prompting. Schultz drives forward. Might be a space where Schultz was. Hey Chow looks for Davidson. Jang pushes out to Yoshio Kozumi. Went round the outside of Takahashi. Ito. Little nutmeg. Didn't quite work. And Davidson looks for Yakubu. Yakubu's got pace. Ooh, Iwanami got the ball, and he's a lucky fella that he did. If that had gone through Iwanami, he was off. Here's Nagiwara. Nagiwara. Takahashi and Nagiwara. Seen plenty of the ball, but haven't really been able to create much down that right-hand side. Fine header by Hamwen. Fascinating game now. The other goal, just what Wuhan wanted. They've sat back a little bit since then. Coach Takahara will no doubt have studied Urawa, be very aware of their prowess anyway. Army. Army again. And he looks up and a wall of 5 and a wall of 4. Looks for Linson. Deflected off the central defender. Half a chance for Linson. Wuhan just close enough to Brian Linson to prevent the Dutchman scoring. Getting a clean strike on goal. Davidson. Goalkeeper Shuzako right to the edge of his penalty area. Well, with the impudence of Sia and the pace of Davidson and Yakubu, they will be a threat on the break, Wuhan. This is perfectly set up for them. Big one. Renhang. Off Linson. This will just be a little bit frustrating for the J-League team. They've won their own domestic league since 2006. Considering their success in the Champions League, had to look twice at that stat. And Shihao tries to break through on the left-hand side. Throw in will go to Wuhan. And they caused a problem from a long throw earlier on when Yakubu got his head to the ball. Davidson and Ito just being told to settle down. Takahashi's header. It'll come back to Shihao. Concede the corner by Ito. Shihao revving the crowd up. And they don't need much revving up. They've been right behind this team since, well, before kickoff. Shihao, well defended by Takahashi. Shihao does well, but it's broken to Yoshio. Yoshio doesn't have the pace, but he does have the intricate skills. Now he's being caught up and just surrounded. Really good football. Defensive work by Renhang. Dink into Davidson. Loses out to Ito. End-to-end stuff. Sia. Looks for the pace of Yakubu, but Schultz read it well. Alexander Schultz is well, he and Iwanani are a little bit lonely sometimes as the central two. Nowhere to go. There is movement. Linson has worked his socks off to try to get some kind of space, but with 3 centre-backs, there's nowhere really for him to go. So they're looking for Yoshio Kazumi and Kaito Yasui to try to just make that little space. There was Linson, but look, just that, the blanket of blue. Ben Heng's clearance. The free kick will go against Davidson Pereira. Indito have been having a bit of a coming together over the last 5 or 10 minutes. Five up, including Iwanami and Schultz. As usual, Iwao over the ball. Came all the way to the far side. Kaito Yasui again getting into a good position. So he's hit the post, he's forced a decent save. Now he's driven across the face of the goal. Kubu moves out to Iwanami. He's on a yellow card. And loads of possession amongst the back four. Nagiwara into Ito. Nagiwara carries on his run. Good defending by Park Ji-soo. Official statistics that will be posted at half-time will be interesting reading, and they'll show a glut of possession to Urawa. The most important stat with 2 minutes to play in this first half is the one top left. Wuhan 1, Urawa 0. Schultz is up again. Iwanami also trudges forward. Third corner from this side to be taken by Ken Iwao. Keeper only got half a fingernail to that, and they're a little bit fortunate to escape from there. But the break is on. Xie just couldn't pick out Davidson. Scorer of the goal, Zhang Xiaobin, he decides to give up the chase. Again, slide rule pass. Has to come back to go forward. Schultz has to go sideways. Sideways and backwards. It's the story. Iwanami has tried to make those penetrative passes. Nagiwara falls backwards. Yasui. Iwao sideways. Schultz, that's better. And a big size 10 bashes that clear, and a big cheer from Park as well, as it's taken a slight nick of a Reds player, and throw-in has gone to Wuhan. And the Three Towns debutants looking like they're going to be taking a terrific one-goal lead into the break, especially with only 60 seconds to add on. They've had their moments as well to increase it. The Siepang Fei header just wide. Yakubu and Davidson, their pace has worried Urawa. Wuhan and Hanoi also playing at the moment. The other the teams in this group. The top two will go through to the knockout phases. Nishikawa forced to just thump it long, and that's easy for Ren Hang. And when the best ball into Sia. Half-time whistle goes, and an upset is on the cards. Astute guidance of Takahata Totsumu. They are leading courtesy Zhang Xiaobin's goal early on in the game. The midfielder picking up a little return from Davidson and driving past Nishikawa. Iwanami picking up a yellow card, fortunate not to see red when he just got his foot into a tackle, which if it missed would have definitely been red. But there is the man whose goal separates the team. The crowd are very happy at the moment. 45 tough minutes to go, but for now it's Wuhan 3 Towns 1, Urawa Red Diamonds 0.
球迷朋友们，上半场的比赛看得过瘾吗？中场休息的时间，我们的可爱的吉祥物三镇虎又一次回到了场内，继续带动着我们的球迷朋友们一起互动起来，一同见证这个历史性的时刻。上半场的比赛，我们在武汉的首个亚冠比赛当中，也是取得了1-0的领先，这是一个让我们都非常期待的结果，也是让我们想在下半场比赛能有更多期待的一个结果。所以中场休息的时候，我们稍作调整，下半场比赛我们也将继续将自己的热度提升上去。三镇虎现在也在我们的球迷看台面前一直舞动着，我们的球迷朋友也可以多跟他打打招呼。其实今天一个非常凉爽的初秋的夜晚，给了我们最好的看球体验，也是在这么一个好的时间点，我们迎来了属于武汉足球的历史性时刻。而今天我们也看到，整个武汉体育中心也都是已经被蓝色包围，这个景象我们期待了太久，这一天我们终于等来了。细心的球迷朋友们也已经发现，今天在我们的现场大厅也有实时的比赛转播的画面，所以在我们关注比赛的同时，也可以看一看现场的大屏幕。如果给到了你的镜头，一定展现出属于我们武汉最好的风采。我们看到三镇虎现在也在跟看台打着招呼，我们的球迷朋友们可以挥舞自己的双手，跟他有一些呼喊。我们可以看到三镇虎是已经完全和我们的球迷朋友们都融入了在了一起，去到每一个看台都可以和那个看台的球迷朋友们舞成一团，不同的舞姿，相同的旋律，这里就是给我们的主队武汉三镇队加油的声音。三镇虎的到来也是直接引燃了 C 区的看台，我们看见了挥舞的旗帜，听到了嘹亮的歌声。而在今天，可能让我们现场都能够感受到的，就是全场统一的蓝色和全场统一的加油声，这是我们共同期待的情景。我们也希望以后在武汉三镇队我们的主队的每一场比赛当中，我们都可以看到这一番景象。而现在的现场大屏也是给到了武汉三镇队我们的主队这几年的一个发展历程，我们的从中乙到中甲，再从中甲到中超，再到今天的亚冠联赛的到来，它真正写进了武汉 汉足球的历史写进了我们所有球迷朋友们的记忆当中。而且在这个视频当中，我们也看到了诸多属于我们自己武汉的元素。我们在这里也是告诉大家，我们的俱乐部永远和我们这座城市，永远和我们这座城市的每一个球迷同在。对于亚冠来说，武汉三镇队还是一个新军，但是今天的表现足以让我们所有人感动，我们也没有理由不相信我们的主队将会在接下来的比赛当中给我们带来更多的惊喜。我们也共同期待着我们的主队武汉三镇队能够有更加上佳的表现。我们现在也可以举行球员通道。现在我们的三镇将士们又重新回到了球场，下半场比赛也将马上开始，让我们再一次将热情的掌声和欢呼。
A very warm welcome back to the Wuhan Sports Centre. It is venue for the AFC Champions League group opener between Wuhan Three Towns in blue and the defending AFC Champions League winners, Urawa Reds, at half-time. A little bit of a surprise because Wuhan have a one-goal lead, courtesy of fine strike in the 10th minute by Jiang Xiaobin. Lovely little layoff coming in from Abdulaziz Yakubu to give the Chinese international the chance to strike across Shusaku into the bottom corner. After that, it was a case of defensive work predominantly for the home side. And Urawa are going to make 3 changes of personnel. Marius Hobraten will be coming on, as will Takehiro Akimoto and also Takehiro Sekine. So a triple change. We'll get the news who they are replacing in just a moment. Al Ali from the United Arab Emirates. Also a change for Wuhan, and that's Yan Dinghao, midfielder, and they'll need plenty of hard work in midfield. He's going to be coming on as well. So Sekine, Akimoto and Hoibraten, a central defender. I suspect for Iwanami, who is on the peril of a yellow card. Indeed it is. So Hoibraten on at centre-back. You're looking for something a little bit more width down the left-hand side, which could well be the work for Sekine. So 8 men out there at the moment versus 10. So firstly, the change for Wuhan, and this is a straight change. He Chao is being replaced by Yan Dinghao. It's just a change of personnel, not a change of attitude. Sakine will add a lot of devil down the left-hand side. So they're a goal down, they've got to start again. They are champions for a reason. It starts with a busy time that'll end with the Club World Cup in December. They've got the J-League Cup semi-final. They're on the J-League, chasing the leaders in the J-League, and of course they've got the AFC Champions League. The last thing they need is to be under pressure for losing games that they're really not expected to lose. Takehiro Akimoto, the final of the changes, and we are underway in this second half. Wuhan in the blue, leading by a goal to nil. Akimoto in at full-back. And Linson has carried on up front. He's a little bit isolated, has Linson, on his own. He was able to create one chance and one half chance. Really well defended by Wuhan. That's helpful by Park Ji-soo. Lovely play by Davidson. Akimoto's introduction is a torrid one. Looking to Hamwen. Yakubu was the target. Run through to goalkeeper Shizuka. First involvement for Sakine. Iwao. Yoshio. Iwanami, Ayumu and Takahashi are off. And Togiwara can move over to his more familiar left-hand side, and that might help him getting around the outside of Wuhan. We've had plenty of the ball of Urawa, but there is Ogiwara's first involvement. It's not a good one. Hoy Bratton will be coming in. And that might release Schultz just to have a little bit more freedom to go forward. Hoy Bratton, Norway under 21 international, 28 years of age now. Just beaten for pace there. Great to Iwao. Kaito to Ken Iwao. Sakine the target. Keeper's going to have to rush hard to avoid a corner. Well, Yoshio Kazumi's looking like he's playing more alongside a 4-4-2 in many ways. Dianzhou excelled with a couple of fine saves in the first half. Did flap at one corner though. It's going to be Ogiwara to curl this one in. Be much more comfortable at left foot down that side of the pitch. Will have another opportunity because Ren Hang's header didn't quite go where he wanted it to. 34-year-old, very experienced. He'll just get back on with his job, guarding the 6-yard box. Schultz standing almost on the goalkeeper. And when at the near post. Shihao just does enough. Crowd are playing a big part in this. They're right behind Wuhan. And that will be a goal kick. Even though Yoshio has hit the floor and thinks that he should have had a free kick for a stud being high by Deng Han-wen. Referee disagrees. Park Ji-soo was put under a really unnecessary amount of pressure from the goal kick by Jianzhou. Akimoto will be instructed to get away down the right-hand side. Schultz. Again, he'll be given a bit more license to get forward. Ogiwara. Sekine. Busy player. It's a lovely ball. Just angled over the top. Zui it was who was trying his very hardest to get in. He's operating from the right-hand side now, Yuzui. That is from the goalkeeper Jianzhou. Ito stays in the heart of midfield, finds Akimoto. With the club since this is third season after signing from Tochigi. Yoshio Kazumi. Keniwa. Well, the pattern of the game has immediately just reverted to how it was for much of the first half. After the 10th minute goal for Wuhan, they sat back, tried to hit on the breakaway. Defended well. Park Ji-soo does a fine job to hold up Brian Linson. While waiting for this free kick, the teams, Urawa and Nishikawa in goal, a back four, Akimoto, Hoibraken, Schultz and Ogiwara. Ito and Ken Iwao in the heart of midfield. Sekine on the left. Kazumi alongside Brian Linson up front. And Yuzui is on the right-hand side. Ball by Park. Yeah, Renhao was a little bit late there. He was never really getting to the ball. And Linson on the floor. Yeah, just went over the top of Brian Linson. Yeah, Ken Iwata was the man who orchestrates these free kicks. Not allowed to take it quickly. Omar Mohammed made that one pretty clear. Coming in, including Holbrighton. And the goal scorer defends well. Zhang Xiaobin. Good defensive work. For all the pressure, you don't sense a goal from Urawa. The extra aerial presence of Hoibraten will cause a problem for Wuhan. Hoibraten and Schultz in that scrum. That can only be Davidson. The acrobatics of the Brazilian. He'll be the only one brave enough to try that in his own penalty area. Still great support, a lot of noise for Wuhan, and they've got 35 minutes still to play. Bratton. Sideways. They don't want to force it too much. And then Akimoto. It's done well. Kazui. There's the equaliser. And it's Brian Nielsen. Linson. Edge of the 6-yard box. It's a lovely cross in. Akimoto and Yuzui. Perfect cross. Terrific centre forwards. Poaching goal. Well, he hasn't had much service. 55th minute, and Urawa, they deserve that. Just at a phase where, yes, there was a lot of pressure, but few clear chances. That was to be fair, that wasn't a particularly clear chance. He made it himself. And he's looking to try to get on the end of another one. Renewed energy from Urawa. Linson's header. Jisoo, I suspect he's just trying to slow things down, take the sting out of this Urawa recovery. Or is it more serious than that? No, he's staying on, asking for treatment. Urawa players were coming over and getting a little bit of water. Oh, it's a coolish evening. They put plenty of energy into this game, and the liquid's obviously part of the professional footballers' mantra. Still, the support is there for Wuhan. But Linson's goal 10 minutes into the second half has rather taken the sting out of it. Ooh, he's hobbling a little bit there. Just flexing the knee. If it's a hamstring problem, that would be a worry. Sakamoto and Yuzui will work him hard. Well, Linson's not had the most productive season in domestic football. Just one goal in 13 appearances. Is this, yeah, oh, it's a substitution. That is a big problem. Park Jisoo, straight off. And Yu Yiming. Like for like. Yu will go into the middle of the back three. Renhang will drop over to the left. Just out of play. Nice work from Davidson Pereira. Bracken. Oh, it's broken free, and Yakubu missed his first kick, and they are claiming a hand here. They're claiming a foul. Davidson was right in there, as was Yakubu. And they're still surrounding the United Arab Emirates referee. Well, that's the push on the back of Davidson. Akimoto it was. Okay, now he's pointed to his headphones to see if VAR have seen anything. Ooh, wow. I'm being asked to go over and have a little look, and this is an interesting one. Because if he does, that's generally an indication that VAR have said, listen, there's something you really ought to look at. And that is the moment, and that could well be a penalty. Takahiro Akimoto coming in late. Well, in real life it doesn't look that bad, but you slow it down, and he certainly is seeming to go through the back. Does he get the header first? That might be what they're looking at. And the answer is he doesn't. Well, there's claims for a handball as well against Schultz. And then for the push. Oof. It's a long, hard look. And the decision. Penalty. Well, he looked at it again and again and again. He wasn't convinced in real time. And neither was I, but the more you looked at it, the more you thought that Akimoto put too much pressure on the Brazilian Davidson Pereira. All this is going on. Another change about to be made. Jose Kante, Guinean international, will be coming on. Pereira 5 Chinese Super League goals so far this season. He's played with confidence. Davidson for Wuhan. Davidson. Oh, in off the post for 2-1. Takahata Tsutomo, no response from him. But plenty of response from the big crowd. It's a fine penalty. Nishikawa goes the right way and isn't far away from making the save. So Linson's equalising goal. Quickly drowned out by the go-ahead goal for Davidson Pereira. Kante is on for Urawa. Wow. When Linson scored, you thought, okay, that's it. Although never ever ceases to surprise. Zui. Schultz into Zui. Little play around the edge of the box. Plenty of blue shirts there. And Yakubu has got pace. Hoybratton, beaten for pace, decides just to defend, wait for support. Yakubu himself has got support. Xie. And Xie Pangfei beaten to it and then slides in. Free kick against Xie Pangfei. But some real pace there from Yakubu. Good experience defending from Hoybratton. Stratton gives that one away. Picked up by Ding Hao. The referee happy to let that one run past. Akimoto. Yasui, sorry. He's been busy, Kaito Yasui. Referee glad to see not allowing any real spoiling tactics to come in from Wuhan. They'll try and eat up the clock, of course they will. Kante the target. Davidson. At the moment, his penalty separates the teams. Wuhan held the lead for the first half, having taken the lead in the 10th minute through Zhang Xiaobin. An equaliser 10 minutes into the second half from Brian Linson. And then just after the hour, the go-ahead penalty. Ito. Iwao. Kante closed down very quickly. Yu Yiming. Three sturdy centre-backs along the middle. Han Wen and Wei Shihao having to work very hard either side of them. Yuao. Schultz. Not a good ball. Sakine makes it a good ball. The break is on for Yakubu. He's got support inside from Xie Pengfei. Xie on the far post. Yakubu goes for goal. A little bit greedy from Yakubu. Understand him going for the near post. He needed a little bit more on it than that to beat Shusaku Nishikawa. Schultz looking for Kante. Xiaobin. Looks for Yakubu. If they are going to pump the ball long, it needs to be in the channels, give something for Yakubu possibly to chase. When it's down the middle, it's just going to come straight back. Right under Schultz. Weak football. Ito left in a heap though. And referee belatedly has called for a foul. Happy with the talking from Jose Kante. The captain was a little bit late. Midway through this second half, 3/4 of the way through the game. Wuhan in their AFC Champions League debut, looking for a famous win. Wow, around the corner. Schultz couldn't get there. Look at Yasui. He'll use his goalkeeper, just get things on quickly. Yoshio, he's just been crowded out. And now his frustration as well showing for Yoshio. Get him on the ball, then he can create a little bit of magic, but there's so little space from the Wuhan defence and midfield in between there that it's nothing for Yoshio to play with. Zui. Ogiwara's made a great run. Bratton picked out Ogiwara. Cross though, not the best, and he will have hurt himself there. He's landed right on the railing on the side of the pitch. Ouch. That's not grass that he landed on. Ooh, and somebody, he had an inadvertent stamp on the ankle as well. Genuine accident, absolutely nothing Guan can do about that. But Ogiwara won't feel any better as a result of that. He'll hobble back, but that'll have a nasty old bruise on it tomorrow. Made a fabulous run to get into position, was beautifully picked out. Schultz firm on the back of Davidson Pereira. And Schultz wants to start things again. Bratton. No real space to play in. Ogiwara the obvious answer. Sia closes him down. Patient build-up by Urawa. Lovely ball. Ito. Still Ito. Sakine and tried to build in Yoshio. And then Yoshio at last got a little bit of space there, did Yoshio? Scores out, looks on. Not a lot he can do. He's made multiple substitutions. Bratton, Kante, Sakine. For a short time, Akimoto. One left up his sleeve. Closing down from Ogiwara. Thankfully recovered from that ankle knock. Ito's a little bit short. Ishihao. This was a third on the cards for Wuhan. On the outside, strong challenge coming in. Schultz caught on the ankle. Referee not seeing anything untoward in the tackle by Davidson. Stands on the back of the ankle. Long throw, Yakubu will be the target. Couldn't get there, but it'll break to She once again. Ren and Kante in a big battle. Yakubu tried to turn it inside. Schultz did well. Flag was up for offside against Abdulaziz Yakubu. "15 minutes to play." Wow. When Linson equalised early in the second stanza, everybody thought that this would go on to be a Urawa victory. Kante thought of the spectacular volley. Sakine. Yuao. Busy Yazui. Yuao. Kante beaten to it by Yiming. Ito. And they're trying to play through just a blanket of blue. And that blanket of blue is very effective. The early goal, and now the go-ahead goal, giving them something to protect. Bratton, again, it's all a little bit pedestrian. The one time they did get some quick ball and a good ball down the right-hand side. That's where the goal came in for Linson. Scrambling work there by Ding Hao. Next to Agiwara. Sakine. And shifted to the right wing back kind of position. Not going to get the reverse ball back though, and there's a danger. Into traffic a little bit too much, Davidson Pereira. 5 or 6 times now he's had a chance to run, ball at his feet, and just run into a group of red defenders. Again, just the wall unpenetrable. Sier was the target. Bratton and Schultz are being left to do the work of 4 men with just 2 of them. Kenewao, a kind of a shield in front of them. Again, prompts. Schultz. That's a decent ball in. Yoshio. Ogiwara. 4 in the penalty area. It's a blue shirt. Get rid of it. Great control. Also by Pang Fei. Good covering by Hui Bratton. Yoshio. Seeing more of the ball now. Tired limbs, I expect, on Ito. My ball just lumped in. That's meat and drink. Guam will pick those up all day. And a free kick against Ogiwara. And a chance to lie on the turf and eat up 10, 20, 30 seconds. Changes. Li Yang will come on. Like for like swap. And Shinzo Kirogi coming on for the visitors. Kirogi. And for Ken Iwao. So that is an attacking move. Always a danger. Any half chance, Shinzo Kirogi will be looking for the opportunity. Li Yang and Jiang Qipeng unable to get on the pitch just at the moment. Wuhan won't be too displeased by this, it's just eating up time. Dylan Pereira receiving one or two choice words in both Japanese, Chinese and English, you suspect. But the double change. So Haeguan to be replaced by Li Yang. Take as long as he possibly can to walk off, despite Omar Mohamed Al-Ali's encouragement. Really strong performance by Haeguan. Li Yang will come in on the right side of the back three. And Jiang Qipeng will come in to take on some of the work of the midfielders. Xie, terrific performance by Xie. His role will be just to shore up any holes. Ito helps it on. First touch for Li Yang. Schultz. Wuhan will take such encouragement from this performance as Kuroki breaks the lines. Nicely played. Yoshio. Kante gets the free kick in a really dangerous area. Jiang Xiaobin penalised. Kante did well to get himself between the defender and the ball. Doesn't look to be a lot in that. It looks like he's backing into him. Nonetheless, the free kick's been given. Jose Kante not being able to see much of the ball, but Ogiwara on the left foot could be a favourite here. Three options. Kante moves away. A blast perhaps from Schultz. He's got himself 4 goals in the league this season, Schultz, so knows where the net is. Bit of a double wall and the man lying down. Ogiwara, 26, yet to score this season. Schultz, happy to shoulder the responsibility. Tense moment in Wuhan. It is Schultz into the wall. Sakine. Kante's overhead kick. Yoshio Tries to be just a little bit too cute. Now he's seeing a lot of the ball. We're seeing the creativity of Yoshio Koizumi. Zhang Qipeng. Thumping block tackle. Kante was hurt, but this might break through to Brian Linson. Anywhere will do from Renhang. It's getting very feisty out there. Some big tackles flying in from Wuhan. Renhang picks up the yellow card for one of them. It was a thunderous challenge in on the back of Kante. Been very disciplined predominantly. There is the first yellow card for them. Renhang, the captain. Again, Wuhan are making these free kicks seem as long as possible. Although, I'm not sure what this is for. Is it for a foul play? Is it a red card? What's being asked for here? Mohamed Al Ali has been asked to go over. He's come through the back. There's Renhang. Is it reckless? Is it out of control? It's late, yes. Or the studs high. It's clearly a foul, a bad foul. Does it endanger the opponent? All the questions that the referees have got to ask themselves as they review. And Mohamed Al Ali is giving himself plenty of opportunity to look at this. That's stud down the back of the ankles, down the back of the Achilles. That could be the offending moment. And he's had multiple looks, as have we. Serious foul play is the checking the red card offence. It's a yellow card at the moment. Slow walk to the line. Not changing his decision. So a bit of relief and an opportunity also during that break for Wuhan just to gather their reserves. But meantime, added on at the end of the 90 was Urawa chase a second equaliser. Goalkeeper. An orthodox way to make the collection, but Liu Dianzhou's done well. Palmed the first one high, picked up the rebound on the bounce. 33-year-old has been pretty safe, pretty secure. That one's unorthodox. Good ball in from Sakine. Ask questions of the goalkeeper. Oof, such an important little take there by Sakine, and he's immediately away down the right-hand side. Yoshio. Ogiwara leaves it. Looks for Kuroki, there's Kante. And over the top. Ogiwara on his weaker right foot. Broke to him through a ruck of players. Not an awful lot of sight of the goal, but he will have wanted to put it on target. 90 minutes are up, 10 minutes to add on. There have been various attempts to delay the game and just take their time by Wuhan. 10 minutes means that Urawa have got a lot of opportunity. Jang, nicely played. Ding Hao played the first ball in, won it back and then loses it to Yoshio. Now then Kante with space, and Kante can run at Wuhan. Ogiwara. Sakini had come through, Kurogi was looking to get involved there as well. And that will be a corner kick to Urawa. Shinzo Kurogi, scored so many important goals over the years. Deep corner, Yakubu's header. Sakine! A wall of blue. Kuroki, Kante, nowhere for him to go, and there's a chance for Wuhan just to maybe break down and take the ball into the corner flag. If I'm Abdulaziz Yakubu, but I'm not, and look at the driving through there, and it nearly breaks for Davidson Pereira from Jiang Xiaobin. I suppose with 8 minutes left, it is a bit early to go for the corner flag. Yazui, Yoshio. Sakine. And a lack of balance in some ways by Urawa. Left-footed right back throughout most of this game. No real width out on the left, although Kurogi's there as that's flicked in. Linson looking for a second. Kante! Oh! It broke to Jose Kante at the edge of the penalty area. And he has ripped the back of the net off. Just breaks him kindly off Jiang, and you are not stopping that in a million years. Jiang Xiaobin makes the block and then blast. Top shelf, unstoppable. Fourth minute of the 10 added on. That's cruel for Wuhan. Is it going to be even crueler? A hush has come over the Wuhan Sports Centre. 25,000 people, other than the 500 or so away to our left, stunned into silence. And there could be more because Kante is there again. Jiang Xiaobin does just enough. Another ankle tapper on Ogiwara, same ankle that he hurt. Now then, over the top, Nishikawa, cool as you like. Davidson was chasing in. Yazui onto Kante. Well, it's no less than Urawa deserve for their possession and the way they've tried to go forward, but it's also so cruel on Wuhan because they'd restricted Urawa to half chances and quarter chances. Davidson, just a little tug back. Scotta, I'd love to pick a winner up here, but considering they were 2-1 down going into time added on, it might be enough. Flag is up for offside against Yakubu. Yazui, versatile, busy, really good player to have in your team. Schultz. Takes to Ogiwara and Kuroki. Last gas challenge coming in from Ren Hang. Zui, Kante. Two goal scorers in the second half in a battle with each other. Davidson, Pereira just getting the edge on Kante. Good game of football. Made by Urawa's willingness to chase the game. Wuhan happy to shut up shop after taking the lead not once but twice. But good enough to take the lead twice as well. First in the 10th minute. Really good strike from Chang Xiaobin. After a good layoff from Abdulaziz Yakubu. Brian Linton had headed an equaliser 10 minutes into the second half. 7 minutes later, a penalty awarded against Akimoto for a foul on Davidson was put away by Davidson. And 4 minutes into injury time, Jose Kante. Urawa plays the ball down the line. So out now strikers, Kante, Kuroki, Linton, all on the pitch. Attack-minded right back in Sakine. Attack-minded Yoshio Kazumi playing centre midfield alongside somebody with a defensive mind, Ito. That is Sakine. Picks up the foul. Linson picks up the yellow card. Pretty cynical. On the back of Han Wen, who's been really strong down that right-hand side. Not so much going forward, but almost as an auxiliary right back. And now he's forced. You get back. We're going to put players forward. Right then, 99.5 minutes. Li Yang's header. Yoshio clears. Jiang touches it back. Then Hang. Desperate chase into the corner for Li Yang. Now we'll have to sprint back because he's the right-sided defender. Full-time whistle goes after 10 minutes of time added on. It's finished all square. Wuhan twice had the lead. Davidson Pereira's 62nd minute penalty. But then 4 minutes into injury time, Liu Dianzhou's resistance was finally broken by a fine strike from Jose Cante in the first half. Jiang Xiaobin had scored after 10 minutes. 10 minutes into the second half, the equaliser from Dutchman Brian Linsom. Those fans will go home relatively happy. The defending champions weren't beaten. Wuhan deserve a ton of credit for the way they have approached this match, and they've come out with a fair reward of a point from a 2-all draw. They will be difficult for Pohang and Hanoi to take on. The other teams in the group, a decent crowd, approaching 30,000, were boisterous and noisy and full of support right the way to the very end. I think they can be proud of their team's efforts on their debut. Wuhan make their debut in the AFC Champions League by holding the defending champions to a 2-all draw. It's finished at the Wuhan Sports Centre of Wuhan 3 Towns 2, Urawa Red Diamonds 2.